Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. What do you have to do to S-rank Kingdom Valley? Well, first of all, don't die, but that is a given, though in this case it is a bit more complicated considering the sheer length of the level. But, you know, if you are actually attempting the S-ranks by this point, you should be able to do that. Still, it was a little bit of a worry of mine that I would not be able to do it, but you know what, first try, so that's kind of nice. I think by this point I actually know how to play Sonic 06. Apart from that, however, this is actually one of the most interesting S-ranks because barring any kind of speedrun tricks where you're going super fast or something, there you have to have a decent score, you have to have a decent time bonus, and you have to have a decent ring bonus. So it's a very nice mixture of all of these things all put together. So I'm going for all of the rainbow rings, I'm killing all of the big enemies, I am still taking the fastest path, it's good stuff. This is basically what I want an S-rank to look like. And of course you can do awesome tricks like this one. I love this one. This is so good, I used it as a preview in the intro. I'm relatively sure that the top path is faster, but again, I want to have a little bit more ring points. I'm not going to keep them to the end, but details, and I want to kill enemies like this one here. 3 hits means 300 points, everything above means 1000 points per enemy, so keep that in mind, it's a good thing. Top path here, again, because there is rainbow rings to be had. A little bit of a glitch with the homing attack, but again, at this point I kind of know how to handle these things. And a rainbow ring right to the end. The ones which we'll get here are really cool, and that's why I didn't show them off in the normal video and saved them for this one here. I hope you appreciate it. And just like that, 1.5 minutes and we're already taking the Eagle Taxi. Things are going to slow down a little bit now because of course we have to have a silver segment, but if you're not exploring like I did, this is also not something that will take too long. Again, don't be tempted to skip to the left here because there is an invisible wall. I am taking out the enemies here just so that they don't hit me too much, but generally I am mostly ignoring them. This is the best way to handle quick gameplay with silver, just don't fight. Here again, I don't worry that I do not kill all of the enemies, I'm just making sure that I get going as fast as possible, which is also something which you generally need to do for the S-rank, so that works out. Don't forget to hesitate here for a bit though, so that your bar fills up completely. Do not start the hover before or you will die, and you need those points. I already have 10,000 from the start, so yeah. This one here is always a little bit uncooperative, and yeah, I always lose rings as silver, but if I do not kill this guy here, then he will shoot me while I'm flying over here, and then I will die, so you should probably take care of him. He's just nastily placed, or rather he's well placed. It's an enemy placement where you can actually say, okay, despite this being a 3D Sonic game where most of the time you might just want to... awesome spawning in here. You just might want to skip the enemies as much as possible. The game kind of encourages you to not do that with natural means. Like, it's not, like here, forcing you to kill the enemies because it's putting just a door in the way, but you want to kill the guy so he doesn't hurt you. That's very nice. Again, you do not have to wait here, you don't have to hold the button. This is a nice trick to gain a little bit more speed. You can just keep going as soon as you press the R trigger for the fraction of a second. To take out enemies quickly here, there is nothing much I can recommend right now because we have an unupgraded silver. In case I haven't mentioned yet, Silver does have a melee attack. He does not need to throw things at enemies. The melee attack, however, is absolutely pathetic, which is why I never ever use it. We're going to talk more about it when his time in his story actually comes, and we're going to see a few attempts of me using it, but yeah, generally, just not worth it. By the way, you do not actually have to stop here and lift the bridge. As you see, I'm not touching it. You just have to touch this trigger so that you switch to Sonic and can end Silver segment of the level. It still is only 2.5 minutes or something. That's fine by me. It's not much actually, all things considered. You just have this one kill room after a bit of hovering to introduce you to him if you haven't used him before. Not ideal, as I said before, but it's fine. With Sonic now going on, the rest of his gameplay is pretty linear. There are a few kill rooms where actually Tornado Attack is proving surprisingly useful. I don't know if I would be faster if I just anti-gravity everybody here, but the AoE of it is so surprisingly huge that just takes out everything. I don't know why the Lightspeed Dash didn't work here, but again, this is the problem with the bounce bracelet and it being on the same button. It just is, it's not great. I keep trying to go for this rainbow ring up there, here, yeah, because I think it would look awesome, but it just doesn't work. I have no idea how to get to this rainbow ring. I'm very sorry. I've tried a few times, but it doesn't work. But fortunately, again, despite all of my faffing about, the rails work beautifully in Sonic 06 if you get used to them just a little bit, and you can have a huge skip here, something I deliberately did not do for the normal video. You just jump to the end a few times, switch rails, homing attack to the rails. It's wonderful. This would never ever work in Shadow or God forbid Heroes with their god-awful rail segments. Yeah, so I'm actually quite glad, and this is a definite positive of the game. I can only emphasize this enough. Here, not going for the 1-up because that's slow, just keep going on here, and desperately trying to have the light speed attack connect, but it's not because... finally. And you can go directly through the window. You do not have to kill the enemy. That's pretty nice. Here I'm not stopping for a silver medal that has already been collected, obviously, and again just going straight through here, no need to divert yourself and bring yourself into danger. The rest of this part here is practically automatic. There is not much you have to do except hit the button a few times to do the automatic jumping, of course. Nothing much to comment on this. Just enjoy the visuals, I guess. Killing all of these guys here is always a bit annoying because there is this one dude who has 6 health. That's a lot. And for some reason the anti-gravity doesn't work, but the bounce bracelet does, so that's nice. Really think that this enemy should be the leader enemy of this bunch, but well, the tornado attack comes through at the very least, and I'm happy that I caught everybody here because that means that I can keep going. This part is honestly one where I always think it's a little bit superfluous. This is definitely where the level is starting to drag. But Sonic is correct here. Do not let your guard down. Be careful not to fall off here. And here, if your homing attack is, if your light speed attack is converted into a bounce bracelet at an inopportune time, this is not fun because it's been 6.5 minutes. It has flown by, I think, but still, it has been a lot of gameplay. And if you die here to something stupid like that or the stairs, that's just not fun. And these kind of things, when I was still a little bit insecure about my abilities as a Sonic 06 player and not knowing all of the traps by heart because I've practiced this a bunch, this is where you're really starting to sweat and worry about being able to complete this without dying. Also, this homing attack onto the wind rail here has killed me quite a few times when I was still playing this casually. Yeah, because the Let's Play is so professional, but I digress. Anyway, as usual with the combat segments, best bet is to use the homing attack on the big enemies. Don't try to tornado if the enemies don't die quickly. You could farm for points here. There is really no point in that. It will waste too much time. You need a little bit of time bonus, don't forget that. So just keep going, keep going. And finally, the light speed segment. In all of the previous levels, the light speed segment was make or break. Here it is just don't die. It's basically it. It helps if you have a huge ring bonus because, you know, ring bonus is always good. It creates a bit of a buffer. If you wasted some time at some point, that's nice. And spoilers, I do not get hit here actually, so that's a huge ring bonus. But I have about 50 rings too many. That means that if you do get hit at the start here, you can still catch up, and at the very end there is a huge segment where there is barely any danger, so hammer that light speed button and just keep going straight and it should be fine. At this point you're home free, there should be no problem anymore, so you can basically pat yourself on the back, watch the gameplay itself and be glad that you have managed to do one of the hardest S ranks in this game. I say this now, but I have not tried for many silver S ranks. But generally this was a huge relief under the gigantic ring bonus, of course, but as I said, there is just a lot of rings at the very end and no real danger. So 59 rings too many, basically didn't need all of those. And that's about it. Wow, this flew by quickly. 8.5 minutes gone like a breeze. It's definitely a lot to do, but I do think it shows how well this game can flow if you know all the tricks. It's almost like the showcase Kingdom Valley was intended to be. If you liked my gameplay, please like the video back. If you think I'm too boastful, yell at me in the comments. Thanks for your attention.